the landlord. Of course, I have my crew with me. I have Chidi Kalu and Tade Cash. They're real estate consultants, and they're sound minds and articulate orators on everything that has to do with housing, property, and real estate. Thank you very much once again for coming on the show.
Thank you for having us again, Benga.
Thank you.
Yes, I remember it's an interactive session. We will be talking about the social issues around tenancy. We'll be talking about the effect it's had on the long run, and of course strategies. Of course, I know Tade Cash is quite articulate when it comes to strategies on how the landlord can manage the tenant and how the tenant can manage the landlord. Yes, and also how you can renegotiate. I remember you were telling Nelly the other time how you can actually negotiate for your rent, or rather renegotiate on your rent. Yes, so remember it's an interactive session. You can ask your questions, make your contributions. I know everyone out there, you're either a tenant or a landlord. Of course, we know there are more tenants than landlords, right? So sometimes some tenants are unlucky, probably they're good tenants, or potentially good tenants, they make bad landlords, or vice versa. Yeah. So tune in and join the discourse. The numbers to call are 012770993, 012771993, 012772993, and 012773993. Or you could call the toll-free line without paying a dime on the number 08000L Nigeria info. That's 08005 64437 424636. Yes, it's the real estate show, Life in the City, the way we live. Yes, we're talking about the way we live as landlords and tenants, the way we can actually live happily ever after, how we can cohabit, right? Yes. So let's look at the effects of tenancy and landlordship, right? Why? Let's start from the vantage point, which is quite interesting, like what we're talking about off air. Why is it that sincerely tenants, a lot of tenants, right, find it hard to pay subsequent rents after the first registration? You know, why does this happen? Even if it's not that the rent is so high, or it just becomes something that is not part of your priority. It becomes uninteresting. That 12 months is quite short and I have to pay another rent. Why is it so, like, on the long run?
It's just part of life anyway. That when something is getting close, maybe there's a debt that's hanging around our neck.
Yeah, you become unhappy, and the landlord becomes happy because he's expecting, right?
And so you remember that, oh, it is 10 months already, and I need to probably prepare. Now, for some people who are looking for houses, they prepare ahead of time with their funds and all of that.
It's quite available. Yeah,
it's quite available. That's why I'm actually looking for a property at that particular time. But now that you've gotten it, you might just relax. But majorly, it is for people to be able to pay their rent. It also has to do with income. Also has to do with because regularity of income and having to be able to pay your stuff and your rent and all of that.
Yes, so exactly. For a salary earner who feels, man, it's actually easy for the landlord. I've heard the landlord say, "Come, look, you have no excuse not to pay me my rent. All you have to do is take a portion of your salary, and you're looking at if I take this portion for 12 months."
And that is where the problem, the challenge really is. People don't have a problem paying their rent, but it is the volume at which they are paying. You know, you are not taking. It's not usually. Sometimes it may not be 10%. It may not also be 20%. For some people, they may be paying maybe as much as 50% or 60% of their income on rent. And so sometimes So it's just that. So it's just for the convenience sake that we might not look at other solutions that one may adopt.
Right. Well said. If you're just joining us, it's Life in the City, the way we live in. We're talking about how we can live as comfortable tenants and happy landlords, right? How we can improve the quality of life, especially in a hustle and bustle city like Lagos, where everything is about bills, just like in the UK. Bills. So you think, 12 months is really short, and how can I actually survive? For how long am I going to owe? And the last thing a landlord wants is for the tenant to owe, right? You know, even if you tell him your personal problems, he doesn't care because he has his bills to pay as well.
It's not. He built the house to make money.
Exactly. He's not a charity organization, so he expects the regardless.
Charity didn't build for him.
Yeah. So tune into the program as we talk about strategies and how we can actually manage and be responsible tenants, and how the things we should even know as tenants, and how we could actually manage our tenancy agreement and tenancy situation, and also the things that the landlord should know. Yeah, because you have a lot of landlords that bully the tenants.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's why you hear a lot of tenants that look. I am
the reverse
looking for a house, right? Right.
It's
quite interesting where tenant bully the landlord.
Yeah. I currently have a case as around where the tenant currently is really bullied.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ignorance out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ignorance. Most people don't have that discipline to be able to have that budgeting that can say, oh, this is how much I'm going to pay for my yearly rent.
Right.
Some people just believe, they have faith enough and they are very hopeful that money they have not put together for first month will come up in the 11th month. You understand? And then unknown that the essence of building a house from the landlord perspective is it needs to make money. Why he's doing all of these things, why he has these apartmental buildings and all of those things is to make money. Now, if tenant is not paying, that means the landlord is not making money. The landlord also have a bill to pay. Perhaps he has budgeted all the school fees of his children on that money, on that rate. However, albeit there is always a way out. There is always a system that can be developed for that, either from the side of the landlord or the side of the tenant. I've seen a lot of tenants that is totally repairing everything in the house, for their landlord, which is not supposed to be by law. You know, and I've seen also some tenants that does not want to do anything in the house and want the landlord to do everything. It's not so by law. Do you understand?
Right.
And so
yes. So where do we draw the line? Because there are certain things that you know is the responsibility of the landlord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you have a situation where the landlord calls a meeting and says something is bad, has been damaged, and all the tenants have to pay, and you look and you're like, okay, you don't want to sound cheap, but on the flip side, I never used that thing that is damaged, and you're asking me to contribute to pay for it.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time it still boils down to the game of ignorance, that you don't know your right and therefore you are expected to pay. By law, everything that has to do with structure is a responsibility of the landlord. Do you understand? So everything that has to do with structure, every structural need in the house you're living is not your responsibility as a tenant. It's a responsibility of your landlord. So when your landlord is trying to now say you should come and undo structural matters, you know that there is no future in that. There is no future in that at all, because it's not your role to do that. By law, it's not your role. It's not your role to do that. So you must know. But however, there are some basic things in the house. For instance, when you get to the house, everything is intact when you're packing it, and then little bit things happen, and then you are calling your landlord to fix that. By law, that's the same responsibility. You have to fix it. It is your responsibility to fix that. Everything external, everything that has to do with external, you know, of the house, making the house, the roof, and all of those things. Painting is a responsibility of the landlord, not the responsibility of the tenant. I've seen some very responsible tenant one time. They're living in a house and the landlord does not want to paint the house, and they're saying, let's paint this house. So one of them said, paint this house for who? Are we going to remove it from
when we're leaving?
I'm going to remove it from the rent. No, because by the way, if I
isn't that a good idea?
Yeah, but by law, it's against. You have to pay your landlord. It's full money. It's not your responsibility to pay the house for him.
If I decide to do part of his responsibility, why can't I?
No, you are not. You are not permitted to do his responsibility, my friend.
Okay, look. I want my guests to come and say, "Oh yes, my house is the house where I live in is presentable."
That means,
but the landlord has refused to paint the house.
Painting the house make you happy. So when you paint the house, you are going to be responsible for it. You are doing it for your own reason. That means it's your friend that are coming. Now, what should have done? That kind of cases, that kind of issues can be reported it can be reported, and just our regulation, those kind of things can be reported, because every house should be painted at least once in 4 or 5 years, so that you can keep it intact and you can keep it in shape.
Maintenance.
Yeah, that's part of the maintenance. So that's how it is. It's very, very important. Going forward, we have to look at all of these things, and a lot of people don't think about it at all. So there is a side of the tenant, there is a side of the landlord, and that's why we are very passionate about the integration of it. It's not one-sided. It's not just about the tenant. It's not just about the landlord. A lot of landlords are in trouble today for collecting rent because they are so greedy when the tenant's about to pack it. There is they wanted to charge a particular amount of money and all of those things. So this guy that has gathered the money for a whole year, and just give the landlord the money. The landlord is not thinking about the continuity of the rent. The most important thing is the continuity of the rent, not just the first rent. And that's why a lot of landlords don't think like that. So some tenants have seen the first rent as a bait to a landlord. I will give him, no matter what he's asking. I mean, some part of Nigeria, some guys are even very solid doing that.
Solid.
I mean, my friend knows those guys. I mean, they will just give you the first rent. They'll tell them you want 4-year rent. They will give you.
Okay, I know the people you're talking about.
They will give it to you. And these guys are very funny. Some of them are very funny. They will give it to you after the 4 years. Because the guy knows that the landlord does not even know anything about the law. So after the 4th year, he will not pay rent again. He will say, let's go to court. What can you do? That the law favors me. I'm your tenant, the law favors me. But the guy, there are exceptions to everything. But so the landlord should also know what is right, what is wrong. So everybody, there can be a balance in the long run.
Right, very well said. If you're just joining us, it's the Real Estate Show, Life in the City, the way we live, and we have been talking about tenancy. Yes, we've been talking about how we can improve our lives as tenants, and the roles of tenant and the roles of landlord, and where we draw the line, and how we actually know. For you to convince your your prospective landlord that, look, so for me to be able to pay this kind of rent in subsequent years, you have to reduce the default amount, right?
Yeah, because the language of a landlord, in the real sense, a landlord that is not a primitive landlord. They are primitive landlord, people that they just want to, they have erected a building, and they believe that this is a retirement plan. So they just have the house, so they have a tenant. But there are some landlords that are investors. Now, to such landlord, when you meet them, what is paramount in their heart is a continuity of rent. So what you have to do is, when a landlord is saying, so I negotiated for my friend, the owner of the house said she wants to collect 1.3 million for the house. So my friend said, 1.3 million, what am I going to get? I said, okay, let me talk to the woman. So I spoke with the woman, and I said, okay, fantastic, this rent is well appreciated. However, it cannot be paid. He said, why can't it be paid? People have been coming. I said, madam, do you want one-time rent and no more rent? He said, no, I want my rent continuous. I said, fantastic, that's what we're talking. He said, my friend works in so place, that means he can pay your rent, but this is how much he can afford to pay. At the end of the day, we go front and back, and the woman accepted. Now, why? Because she could see the sincerity. I'm not here to come and live in your house and pay the house first year, and I won't be able to pay you again. So those are the conversations that need to go on. A lot of people think that the landlord is totally doing them a favor when you're trying to move into the house. And such tenant, I'm always afraid of them. Because you see, when you think that your landlord is doing you a favor, your landlord is not doing you a favor, it's a mutual exchange. He has a property, he has a product he wants to sell, and you are about to buy into that product. So it's a win-win game, and both parties must understand that. Neither is your tenant doing you a favor as a landlord, except the product you have is inferior. Tell me, you have a product for your tenant, which is your customer in this matter, and then you are willing to offer this product to that tenant. No, at the end of the day, both parties, it should be win-win. And based on that, we'll be able to negotiate and say, okay, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. So any tenant can negotiate anything. I can guarantee that. In case anybody is serious about that, you can just give me your landlord number. I can
Tade Cash. You can tweet at him at Tade Cash, right? And
I can always
slash it.
I can talk to your landlord on your behalf.
So Lagos Tade Cash has the charm to negotiate on your behalf. Right.
Oh my God.
So let's talk about the effect of the lack of rent, how it affects the landlord and how it affects the tenant, really.
Now, majorly, I like the way the conversation has been going. Majorly, for some people, like what Tade said, some people are able to pay the rent. They are not able to consistently do that.
Right.
And what any investor who is a landlord in this case wants is we want consistency.
Right.
How do I make it convenient for people to be able to pay me their rent? Now, in developed economy, how does it work? Now,
Monthly sometimes. Yeah.
Monthly sometimes. Now, for some people, the reason why people do not, because they have to prepare for maybe for a very long time. Maybe they have to start preparing from January before they will pay. Now, because there are certain bills that come on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
That amount
Exactly.
goes for that.
That
bill.
goes all
Because
yeah,
we
really.
know we live in a society where grandma, grandpa, and everybody wants to take from you once they know that it's available. So for you as a landlord, you must know how to collect your money on time, instead of you collecting it, because there are a lot of things competing with your money.
Yeah.
So that is why some people, after a particular period of time, because they just assume that the tenant will always have money. We always, maybe in December, you always maybe hit one jackpot that at the end of the day will give him money.
Yeah.
But we need to look at things from the side of, because the more you can make it convenient for the tenant to pay you, the more your house, it will even be exciting for people to live in your house. I also have discovered that it is not very difficult. It's not difficult. It's not about what you charge the tenant in terms of what you want to pay, but how you have made it convenient for them to pay you.
Right.
Let's take, for example, that a landlord is that a house is maybe about 1.2 million naira, and I decide as a tenant that I decide as a landlord that the tenant is going to pay me 120,000 naira every month. In 12 months, they will have paid me 1.44 million naira.
Right.
As against 1.2 million, I have made more money that way. Now, just imagine that I have maybe more tenants doing that too. Maybe I have like 5 tenants. I found out that that your house will be sustainable. What Tali talked about, you have more people who will be more responsible because they know that my rent is on the monthly basis. Yeah. So when I'm bringing in a bill that there is what do you call it? There's termites, there's rats running around, rodents and all of that running around the house. I want to fix it because I know that I have just a short time to be able to stay.
Right.
So for me, for example, for those it's just making it convenient for your tenant to be able to pay you, because a lot of things are jostling for the money at once.
Right.
So once you can make it convenient, that is you have been able to achieve, maybe you have been able to move up the ladder by virtue of just doing that.
So are you saying that a landlord out there will accept that the tenant starts paying monthly?
Now,
why not? No, this is the truth. Everything in life is negotiable.
If you're a landlord out there, this is the time you actually tell us.
It's better than listen.
Yeah, because a lot of times, of course, he will say, hell no, that he wanted as bulk money. Yeah. But of course, the tenants will be, for me, I will be happy to pay monthly so I know it's off my neck. Because it's like at the end of the year, you're supposed to enjoy December and Christmas, and you know you're about to pay bills. I mean, come on.
Now, that's one of the biggest problems we're having, because a lot of time, and that's why I call them primitive landlords. A lot of time, these are people that just believe that, okay, we have this particular bill to pay at a point in time. So my tenant should pay me this money. Why? Because most people, when they are building the house, they are not thinking about, in UK it's called multi-let, where you think about multi-let, where you can make more money from the building. Now, this is the truth.
Within the same space.
If I have, like what Chude rightly said, if I have 5 tenants that is giving me, that is giving me 5, or let's say 100k every single month, that is, they're going to give me 500,000 naira every single month. Now, that means that if I want to use the money at the end of the year, I can decide by myself to put it in an account and give an instruction that the money should not be given to me. Now, however, because just in any other product, if you are selling product, you must be users friendly. I must tell you for free, I'm a landlord. I like say I'm a real estate investor. So, but I try to be landlord. I try to be as much as possible to be user friendly.
Okay.
It's very, very important, because if people cannot pay me, I'm going to be out of business. I can be frustrated. I can have all this building and no one is paying.
You have vacant space.
You have vacant space. That's why a lot of time
it.
you are having a lot of vacant spaces all around everywhere. Why? Because people cannot afford to pay this money. Now, what about breaking it down for people to be able to pay you? Perhaps you can even make more money if you can think creatively about this process. Because the most important thing is about you can pay. It's not about you can pay, but do you have the capacity to pay now? what
Right.
is being asked for at
Yeah.
the end of the year. So making the process very easy. And being like what you said, can with the landlord accept that. Now, either the landlord will accept or not. It now depends on the landlord. Now, if you don't accept as a landlord, develop a process. There is a 3-month payment plan you can develop. There is 6-month payment plan you can develop. It doesn't necessarily have to be 1 year.
1 year. Right.
Just make it convenient for people. Now, the law favors you when you make rent convenient for people. That's what a lot of landlords don't understand. The law favors you. The law says that if you are collecting rent monthly, you only take 1 month for your tenant to move out of your house. That's what the law says.
Okay,
tenant
that's the
should not
flip
hear
side. there. That's the flip side because
the tenant should not hear this now.
yeah, exactly because
No. Listen. There's no.
then the tenants will drop
No.
that condition. Of,
No. This is what happened. This is what
It's a
happened.
win-win situation.
No, it's a win-win situation. What I'm just simply saying is this. Now, if you are collecting 1 year from someone and the guy struggled all around to gather the 1 year, the law favors him at the same time, saying that this guy have run around to gather 1 year and they have retrenched him from work. You should give him 6 months to stay in that house so that he can move out.
Right.
Now, however, when someone is living in your house and he knows that, you see, most Nigerians, some people in Nigeria are very lazy when it comes to rental payments. You know why?
Why?
Because they believe that they only pay it once in a year. And most of these people, if they live in the UK, they can't try that.
Never.
Do you understand? You can't do that. Why? Because you know that it's part of your monthly bill.
Yeah.
Anything that is part of your
Yes,
monthly
you go.
bill, get your brain alert. Your brain is very alert and all of those things. So that's very, very important. you know.
Okay, let's go for a short break. The Real Estate Show will be right back. Stick around. Tenants and landlords, particularly, and how we can improve our lives in the city and the way we live in general. I am Architect Benga Akishete, your host, and I have Chudi Kalu and Tade Cash in the studio. Yes, gentlemen, thank you once again for spending your lunchtime with me as usual. Before the break, yes, we were talking about how you can pay monthly. Yes, and we're talking about paying monthly when the conditions are flipped. It sounds like it's actually not convenient for a tenant. He would probably rather just hustle to pay the 12 months, so that when it's time to get a notice, he has the whole 6 months to play with. Right.
Yeah. No, it just basically seeing real estate as a business.
Right.
Not just as a service that you are just providing. See it as a business. It's a business. Now,
It's a business for the landlord?
For the landlord.
Okay.
Your tenants are your customers. So how do you, because most people will make money every month. Even if you are going to hit a jackpot, you hit a jackpot within a particular period.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to so what you just now need to look, okay, what can guarantee consistent income for me? That's what you're basically looking at. So because you have a situation whereby some people have property that is vacant. Some people have properties that after 6 months, maybe the tenant is telling you, please, I don't have money yet. He's owing you maybe over a particular period. Then he now suddenly decide that he wants to move out. And because the law says 6 months, he has to stay 6 months.
Yeah.
Because he's living in your house for free. And he's looking, whereas he's also looking for another
looking
property
for
that he's
another
going
house.
to pay for. So why not begin to look at it from the perspective of a business? I'm going to lose this client. Now, who is a customer? A customer is simply a customary purchaser. Somebody who is accustomed to paying you. Let your tenant become accustomed to paying you every month, whereby they take out certain amounts of money on a monthly basis and giving you whatever they earn every month.
Yeah.
So that is one of the ways that
Yeah, but that's quite funny though. I'm looking at it from the landlord's point of view.
Yeah.
It happened to my mom. Okay, fine. You give your tenant 6 months notice, and he's actually looking for another house. He's going to pay for the other house, isn't it?
Yeah.
So where would he get the money? If you can pay for another house, why don't you pay me my rent? What you're owing?
Don't forget that he's going to pay 6 months.
And you're even paying more.
He's going to pay ahead of time.
Yeah.
It's not paying before time. You understand? So what you have now done is that he has now been able to do that because this present time that he's currently living in your house, he's living for free. The one he's going to secure that one in for the future. So which one now pays? So everybody now begins to that is investing in real estate needs to invest in real estate with their minds wide open. You can't invest in real estate with a primitive mind like Tade just said earlier on. You need to be able to expand your mind and say, okay, because yes, there is demand. There is demand for what? There is demand for housing. but you should not take advantage of the situation so much. And that's why when we discuss government policy wouldn't actually work. It is the policy and the plan that I as a landlord will have at the end of the day. Because it's just when we did just the calculation that we just did, just imagine that I'm gaining 240,000 naira extra from just one tenant. Imagine if I have more tenants, I have up to 12. Now what you do when you generate money on a regular basis is that you can take part of that fund and reinvest into another project, another property. What do you think that when you have another property that people will be looking for, you'll be looking for tenants, you will get tenants easily because they know that, oh, this person, even if you have maybe let us say that you do your stuff for maybe just 6 months, you will get, there's no way you will always get tenants regularly. So it's just for people's mind to be open to opportunities and to the market. Yes, the market is massive, but you have to know how to be smart in how you deal with tenants. Especially when it comes to rent.
Haven't been so nice to the colors. Hello. Okay, fine. Yeah, he never knew we picked his call. Yes, 012770993, 1993, 2993, and 3993 or. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, he's not. According to the law, the 6 months is for free. Jackpot. Yeah. And if you're not careful, the incoming tenants would be asked to pay for the backlog of bills. Right. Yes, so yeah, your question will be discussed accordingly. Yeah, unfortunately, the time is going. Thank you for calling. Yeah. Hello? 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 Okay, well, that's that. Hello? Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay. You sound like you want to deal with your landlord, right? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, then thank you for calling. Let's pick one more before we conclude on our discussion. Okay, hello. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, hello. Are you a landlord or a tenant? Explain. Okay. Do you think as Nigerians we can handle that kind of pay?
All right.
Okay. This is a system where the landlord does not give the tenants receipts. So if you call me and tell me that I haven't paid for May or June, I mean, hello?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you saying that you can stay 6 months free?
No, you can't.
No.
You can't say.
No, you're supposed to pay. Legally,
supposed
the
to
person
pay.
is supposed to pay for the house. He's supposed to pay for what you have stayed.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. Yeah. I get your plight, bro. He was talking about that
It's the same process. We're talking about 1 month. We're talking about 3 months.
because
we're talking about
the
6.
general perception is, look,
Like you don't get
if
to
the
pay
landlord
for-
has given you a notice and this and
to
that,
quit.
from whether court or no court, back to back,
yeah,
you
now,
have 6
and
months.
that's what I'm saying. A lot of time, there's a lot of ignorance around. Most landlords don't know what is their right.
Okay.
Most because there's this news all around. There's this rumor all around. People will say, the tenancy law
it's free.
favors the tenant. The
Yeah.
tenancy law favors the
But
tenant.
it does anyway, all
But
over
this
the
is
world.
truth. It's not like that.
Okay.
It's both ways, both the tenant and the landlord, if you understand the system. So what we're simply saying today is, as a landlord, you should have your system for putting your tenant in your house. Now, even when you are using agent, now agency are marketers, they are salesmen, they are going to look for clients, they want to make the money. Now they will still bring them to you. You have to do selection and deselection. Because an agency is bringing someone to you does not mean as a landlord you are going to put that person in your house. It doesn't mean so. That is not so. You are the one ultimately that is now going to intervene what the agency have done. But most landlords don't even listen to their tenant, someone that want to live in the house. They listen to all that the agent have said.
Yeah.
They just say the guy can pay your rent.
Yeah.
He works in social place.
Right.
You don't even do your verification.
Well, okay, yeah, we have to leave now. Probably we'll continue next week. Thank you, Chidi. Thank you, Kalu,
Thank you for
coming
having
on
us.
the show. Yeah, my name is Benga Akinsheta. Stay tuned to the show next Monday from 1 p.m. Do have a blissful week. Stay tuned as the Media Dialogue continues with Adenike.